Once more unto the draught, dear friends, once more, or close up the walls with our Chester dead. In peace there is nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of fests blow in your ear, then imitate the action of the tiger. Loosen the throats and summon up the blood. Disguise slow nature with hard favoured pace. Then in the eye a terrible aspect, let it pride through the portage of the funnel like a brass cannon. Let the brew of well-bitter as fearfully as the begored boot, all curved and jutted its confounded shape, swilled with the wild and wasteful ship sterns. Now set the teeth and stretch the nostrils wide, hold hard and bounce every touch cup to its full height. On, you noblest Chester, whose blood is fed from fathers war-proof, fathers that like so many Alexanders have in these fests, sheath their pints for lack of argument. Dishonour not your mothers. Now attest that those of you who call fathers did beget you. Be copy now of men of ale and blood, and teach them how to drink. And you, good yeomen, whose limbs were made in England, show us here the metal of your drinking. Let us swear that you are worth your draught place, which I doubt not, for there is none of you so mean and swift that hath not noble drinking in your eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the starts. The game's afoot. Follow your spirits, and upon this charge cry God for Steins! Shipstern and das Boot!
Good evening, and welcome to the Beerfest 2015 preview show. I'm your host, Carl, last year's MVP, Price. My guests are two-time Beerfest champion, Dave, the abominable snowman, Hughes.
Hello, Carl.
One-time Beerfest champion, Michael, legs like a python, Mugford.
Evening.
And he's experienced both the agony and ecstasy of Beerfest, Mike, yes, he's average height, Richardson. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, it's a pleasure.
Dave, I thought we'd start off by addressing the rather large elephant in the room. There have been some pretty salacious rumours that you are quite a corrupt commissioner of Beerfest, particularly pertaining to last year's contest when, and I'm quoting reports here, you rigged the draw to mean that you had this winning team in your possession and therefore that you could not lose. How would you like to respond?
Well, if you're saying that rigged is a funny word, isn't it? Rigged means that I specifically set the teams out so that I would win. That's just a lie, Carl. That's a flat out lie. And I'm glad you brought it up at the start of tonight, really, because we can get it out of the way and we can get this bad blood out of the way. There were several teams last year that could have won it, Carl. There was an Ireland team consisting of Matt Ricketts, Matt Winter, and Tom Warburton. Now, if that team had been picked this year, you'd be saying, well, that's got to have a good chance of winning. Surely you would. Two of those players dropped out. You had Dan Spires in your team. That's a good player. He dropped out. So there were several dropouts that led to this England team really shining in 2014. And that's where the win came from. And take nothing away from the fact that this guy put in a lot of hard work on his touch cup. This guy put in a huge amount of work. And this guy turned up. So
Did we monkey choke?
You can categorically put the rumours to bed. Last year's competition's 100% clean.
Yeah, 100%. That's why my name's on that trophy twice.
Commissioner Hughes, thank you for your comments on the recent speculation. I'm glad we put those rumours to bed.
Me too.
Gentlemen, let's get on with the show. We're here for Beerfest 2015, the Phantom Boot. I think we're all pretty excited about this year's competition. We've got some pretty interesting teams. I thought we might just go over and take a look at them. Firstly, off the cuff, and then we'll go into a bit more depth. So, just to introduce the teams, we've got Team USA. Dave, you are the captain of that team.
Favourites, I think.
Favourites?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Dave decided to be a little bit of a renegade and choose Andy Whiteman, first pick. That, luckily for him, Andy Whiteman's dropped out. He's got an ace up his sleeve in Talbot's replacement. So I think with Andy Whiteman he'd probably come second. With Talbot, I reckon he would shout.
I'd have to agree with you.
I have to agree with that. You're the favourites.
I think
You're
so.
putting it right out there now. Do you want to say the favourites? Mike?
Well, thanks, Carl. I'm going to start by saying I think it's slightly contradictory to what was said on the Beerfest Draft Day video, when we made that film, because from what I remember from there, you said we won't win.
I believe what you're quoting there was, Carl. Was this during the interview?
It was during the interview.
Yeah,
the draft day.
that was post draft race, and that was regarding the draft race, not the actual outcome, because we hadn't picked the teams then, of course, because that was before we'd actually selected the teams and done the draft.
Of course,
okay.
Dave is not clairvoyant. He couldn't have known that it was all going to go his way again. A dropout has worked in his favour. Slightly suspicious. Who knows?
Beerfest's got
Dave
shine.
Blatter Hughes.
Dave Blatter Hughes. Okay, Team USA then we think of the favourites. What about Team Germany? We've got Reece Buckland, Dan Spires, Angus Healy.
I was shocked because how bad his performance was in the draft. Their captain Angus Healy. I mean, he 4 minutes couldn't get his
Top gamer, couldn't perform.
couldn't get it in.
Get it out.
Could not get it in or up. So yeah, he had bottom pick, and to be honest, he surprised us all when he went for an all-rounder before picking his drinker, and that's why he got such a good team.
I feel that he was only left with two drinkers of similar ability, so he was better off going for an all-rounder straight away. And I think it was between Dan Spires and Hasty, I think, because then Lee chose not to pick Hasty, didn't he?
Well, no, he had because everyone had picked
Yeah.
drinkers by that point, so he had full pick of the all-rounders.
That's okay then. He did well in Dan Spires then. I think.
Yeah, so that's why he's got such a decent team out of it, is because he was quite intelligent and quite clever about how he was picking his teams.
Almost politician-like.
Yeah.
We forget though as well. We forget that Dan Spires hasn't done a Beerfest, so
It's
we don't
true.
know.
Wild card.
No,
Yeah.
he turned up for one and then parked his car in the middle and went. That's what he did.
Being a current student though, he's more. They just drink a lot more, don't they? They're more working in revs as well. All he does is drink. So over a pint, Stein. That's when people come into. There's a different league, isn't there? But pint-wise, he'll be okay.
There's
I
a
don't-
different thing on the
yeah.
pints, to be quite frank.
Yeah, I don't think the bookies were making them too hot. I think it was fifth or sixth.
Fifth or
They
sixth.
were coming.
That
Yeah.
Is he ahead of Winters?
Yeah, just ahead of Mexico with yeah.
So we think he got lucky with his team, but ultimately,
I don't think he got lucky with his team. I think he was intelligent with his team.
he's not going to place
No,
particularly
he's
well.
not
We're
gonna
not.
push
We're
that.
not
You
back in
can't.
Germany.
No. Not
Looking
this,
for good costumes though.
not this year.
Always a good country for
Always a
costumes.
good country for costumes. Okay, Team England: Tom Warburton, Matt Ricketts, and Bourneville.
Strong team.
Yeah.
I think the three of them, in all the gaming events, they're not going to be weak. I mean, Bourneville, so he will about his drinking.
He likes his biscuits.
He does.
Doesn't enjoy a biscuit.
Okay, guys, Team Germany, we don't think we've got a chance. Team England, however, looking quite strong. What I thought we'd do on this is let's get your specialist opinion. So, the drinker in that team is Mr. Tom Warburton. He's also the captain. Dave, you are the recognised drinker of your team. What do you think of Tom?
Game wise, in terms of his all-round ability in games, you can't really fault the lad. He's very good. Touch up ability is top notch. He's an athlete all round. So his beer pong, his hockey stick head spin is unbeatable. You come up against that guy in that event. One event before, Das Boot, and it's a game changer. Massive game changer having him
His
in the
hockey
team.
stick headspin ultimately won him. Got him a position ahead of me in the draft.
So yeah, his gaming ability for a drinker rarely is actually quite decent.
Strong.
But where he is let down is on actually his volume drinking. He's decent over a Stein. He is averaging about 6 seconds, which in this kind of company it's going to put him at about 4th. But over a Boot, he's never kept one down. He's tried 2 and he's never kept one down.
Yeah,
I highly doubt he'll be able to.
We've seen the first Beerfest video. It's not pretty. He claims being poked in the stomach, but I think we all know that wasn't staying down.
No.
Third place Perth last year, same thing.
Yeah,
Throw it
exactly.
straight back up.
So, you know, he'll win points for your team, but when it comes down to the big dogs,
Is he going to ultimately let his team down in the final? If
he
they get
hasn't
there?
got what it takes.
Hasn't got what it takes.
Nope.
Strong stuff. Okay, let's move on to the all-rounder. Mr. Mugford, that is your field of expertise. Matt Ricketts, where do we sit with Matt Ricketts?
Beerfest wise,
Beerfest wise.
I wasn't there for his. Was he in the
He's
first?
never done one.
He's never done one.
Nope, never done
Okay.
He's coming in cold.
So we can't really judge him over a spectacle in the day. He's never had the longevity to deal with. Over a pint, he's looking about 6-7 seconds. He is decent. Not a world beater.
No.
Stein wise, he's probably looking 14-15 seconds.
Yeah.
He'll be able to keep that down as well. I mean, he's never going to have to do a boot, that's not the problem. But again, he's never done monkey chug. He's very in the dark.
As an all-rounder though, is he not going to contribute to the games? I mean,
his gaming will be probably above average, at the very least.
for an all-rounder then you're saying he's quite strong. In
As
some
an all-rounder
respects.
he is, yeah, but you've got to think, even as an all-rounder, you have to drink a copious amount. You have to have all of the three, not.
So, to summarise Matt Ricketts, what are we thinking?
I think obviously all-rounder is a fair position for him. He'll be above average in gaming, probably a little bit more than that, and drinking average. So
Average,
yeah.
he's in the right category.
yeah, definitely.
So Bourneville, he's the gamer. That's your department, Mr. Richardson. What do we think of Bourneville?
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a great guy actually.
He likes biscuits.
I think he does like a good biscuit.
Right.
I think his general pleasant demeanour is going to get him very far in life.
So he's in here to be a gamer. How do you rate his gaming skills?
Honestly, I've not seen him perform very much. I know one of the things he has, one of the good qualities he has, as well as being a nice guy, is that he commits a lot to the things that he does. So I think I think he'll probably will have been training.
Yeah.
And I think he will have been in a lot of. I think he will have been in a lot of
Power through.
I think he will have been in a lot of.
Training camps. I mean.
No, I think competition with other gamers that are also in the uni that are also in his position.
So you're saying as being a student is a bit of an advantage in this over, say, us working people who have a job and pay tax and things like that.
Proclivity playing one frog.
Yeah. But yeah, I think while Bourneville, along with all the other students, do have a lot of time on their hands to practice these things, never seem to practice boat races though, which is
No, that's
however.
It's right a game and not a drinker.
Yeah, but still beating in a boat race.
This is Beerfest, Muggins. You've got to drink.
Exactly.
I think I think his general sort of his commitment and his practice will carry him through, and I don't think he's going to underperform. I think if anything, we'll be surprised that if he about
Middle of the road.
he perform. No, I'd put him higher than a lot of other gamers that I've seen play.
Okay, guys, what do we think overall? Team England.
I think.
Where are they going to do? What's going to happen?
I think until the final, and maybe a few specialist events, Warby and Ricketts, if Bourneville is a weakness, again, hopefully it might surprise us,
I'm not
they can
saying
carry
this.
him. And they'll be strong.
The impression I'm getting is that in the gaming events they're going to be very strong, going to be very tough to beat, but maybe what's going to ultimately let them down is their drinking or capacity for drinking.
Well, we talked about it before, and I specifically talked about it with you off air, Carl, about the clashes in personalities with this team.
Yeah.
And it's something that we've not touched on, and it's something that is very important. A team's got to be able to get on.
Some big personalities.
If someone loses you a game of flip club,
Yeah.
and you were miles out in the lead, that's a big thing. You need to be able to recover from that. And I'm not sure with these big personalities in that team. I don't think they will. And I think they'll destroy themselves before they let anyone else destroy them.
We think they're strong, but they could implode.
I think that's a high possibility.
Team England then, in true England fashion, could crash out at the group stage. Okay, Team Ireland. I think another strong team. Mike, you're the captain of this. We'll start with you. You'll assess yourself as a gamer. Where do you think your strengths lie? Where are your weaknesses?
The funny thing about this is I don't think my strengths lie anywhere near gaming. Which is quite, you know.
So you think you're a drinker?
No.
So
I think. I don't really want to talk about myself too much. I'm going to let my performance talk for me. What I am going to say though is that I'm really pleased with the team that I've turned up with. I've had a lot of messages off James Levy.
I don't know who he is.
About that's.
So is he your wild card? You're acing the whole James Levy?
You would be surprised at how much he's actually put into this training.
He's right.
He's extremely keen. Ironically, I had him. Not ironically. Funny enough, is what I'm supposed to say. Sorry. I believed at the start that he was going to be the first person to pull out, and he's proven against that by miles. He gets in touch with me all the time, asks me about when training is and all this sort of thing. And again, I've not seen him perform much, but I'm putting a lot of faith into him. I think the other conversation that we need to have is whether or not he's going to be doing the Stein or the pint when we make it to the final.
Very confident.
I'd like to see you in the final.
So that's my opinion on Jay. Obviously, Josh is my drinker.
Dave, Josh Jones, where do you stand on him? He's off camera if you don't know that.
I think he performed adequately in his first Beerfest.
Yeah.
You've got to look at the team he had with him: George Slater, Johnny Gale. It was picked together at the last minute. No, it was very last minute. George Slater was unconscious for most of it after falling into a bush.
Johnny Gale is the biggest flaker I've ever met.
Oh, yeah.
Funny enough, George fell into a bush and nobody's seen him since.
Yeah,
so,
I think he died. Josh, off camera, can you clarify? Is he dead?
He's
dead.
He is dead.
He's
yeah.
dead.
So he did die. So you can't really blame Josh for their poor performance in that year.
So can I pause you there because I'm sensing some undertones there. Are we talking about Bush as in a plant or as in Lucy Bush? Because I feel like we should clarify that right now. Let's get it on camera. Bush or Bush?
This is going to be on the deleted scene.
I do love
George W. or just Bushes in general?
just every bush.
Every Bush.
Every bush.
Are we trying to say that George Slater fell into Lucy Bush?
What I was trying to get, we seem to have taken it onto a different tangent here. All I was trying to say was that George Slater was taking part in a hockey stick headspin race and was overcome with dizziness and fell into a bush and never came out.
Female or plant-like?
Plant-like.
Plant-like.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank God we've cleared that up. But Josh Jones, drinker, I mean...
As a drinker, he's been doing it for a long time. You've got to say, as a drinker, I've never seen him do a boot, I've never seen him do that many steins. I've seen him do one and it was okay.
You think he'll keep it down?
I think stamina-wise, it's all there.
Problem.
Yeah.
Is it time, ultimately?
It's time.
Time defeat.
It's time. If he comes up in the final against a team like Scotland, against Lewis Tandy, England, we can't keep it down. And if Josh can just get it done and get it down and keep it down, you're talking about a shock win there.
So we've covered James Levy, we've covered Josh Jones, but I think we haven't covered Mr. Richardson, and as he won't talk about himself, it falls to you, Mr. Mugford, to assess Mike Richardson's strengths and his weaknesses in the gaming category.
You see, I feel that it was very unjust that Angus Healy got top gamer in the draft. I mean, it had to be Angus because he fluked it with his left hand with his eyes closed and hit the rim. It was just the way it went. But I've seen this guy's training videos, and this was in November last year. So not even training, just did it. Boom, across his kitchen. On like 3 surfaces, against the wall, into a glass. Ridiculous. So,
kitchen.
he may have been helped with a good surface, but either way, that's just natural born talent.
A big gamer in this could get you to the final.
You can win very valuable points in trick touch it.
So what do we feel about Team Ireland?
Well, you've got to look at one of the most important things, and as Muggins said, were you thinking that he was the second-ranked gamer, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not by a long way. He's the second-ranked player in the entire games because of the amount of points that he wins. He's the top overall ranked gamer.
The main inquiry as to why Angus Healy was the captain.
Angus Healy was a captain, as was Mike, because there was 2 from each one, and the other alternatives weren't there. So yeah, I think
He didn't have a title, but he is better than Angus Farage.
yeah. But the overall team that they've got
Strong.
is stamina, strength, points. Yeah,
Pace.
we could see an Ireland team return to the final.
I'm going to predict 4th place.
4th place.
Yeah, no offence.
That's predictable.
Second or third.
Second or third.
Yeah.
Mike, what are you feeling going in? You going to win or are you?
Well, yeah, I don't do anything unless I go to win.
He's not good to make the numbers, is he?
No.
Do it. That was-
Sorry, no. I'll be very, very happy if we made it to the final.
Okay, we've come to the last team. Late entry, Team France.
Oh.
They've been called a motley crew of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's something.
They are the crazy gang, yeah.
Yeah, Wimbledon themselves. It falls to you to the drinker, Chris Colin White. What are we thinking?
Is he the drinker? They haven't actually.
Well,
This is what I've determined because his name came first alphabetically.
Always
Look,
logical.
to be honest, this is going to be the same answer for every single one, Carl. We don't know anything about it. We've seen Chris throughout university. He was nothing special. We saw Scott Richardson in 2013,
And Tim is just a shit warmer.
and he lost with Tandy, but there was only 2 people there, and we don't know anything
well, we
about
did see
Tom.
Scott for the Pacquiao fight, and I thought he did all right.
He was alright.
He hung with us.
He's not
He did better than you,
he's-
Mike. I mean,
he's,
you fell asleep quite.
Well, yeah, I don't. Well, it's
You were quite drunk.
possibly I did fall asleep. Yeah, it's,
So yeah.
How would you rate your brother's beveraging?
as a general drinker, as in you said it
Endurance.
yourself, you can drink all night and he will be absolutely fine. Well, he won't. He'll be hammered, but he'll be fine.
He'll keep going.
He'll still be there, and he loves it. He actually
More than you and I
loves
do.
it.
He won't piss the bed.
So and he definitely won't piss the bed now.
That's it.
Always a plus.
Always a plus.
So you've said it for Tim. You
Got a
think
house
he's shit. Well, he could be better than Warby.
I fucking well hope so. That would be hilarious.
What can we know?
He's at uni. That's kind of his personal ace, obviously. Like
He's a unit.
he's in that environment, yeah.
Whereas his brothers, managing PPI,
Yeah.
resettlements.
He's got the goodwill of every Beerfester who wants him to be better than his brother.
Mm.
That's what he's got.
Not because we dislike Warby.
Oh no, we just.
It
want
would
to
just be hilarious for his ego because he played for Birmingham once.
Sorry.
So Team France, bit of a wild. We really no
No,
idea.
we had no idea.
I didn't even think it's a.
I mean,
I didn't even
my
think it's a-
Name wise, they can
Very
surrender.
excited.
I mean,
My personal thought is it's between them and Team Scotland
Yeah.
for the Lambrini, but
I think Scotland. I genuinely do.
You think Scotland are going down?
Nah, I disagree.
You think?
I think Team Scotland will think they're safe from last. Be a little bit too complacent.
say-
Or maybe try too hard.
One thing Steve Hughes is he's never complacent.
No. The bookies made Scotland out to get around, I think it was 28 points overall, and
Can we just clarify that?
France got
Can we just
5.
clarify the bookies? You mean yourself?
Yeah, I've run the numbers.
You run the numbers.
That's
I
what's
think,
gonna
I think, to be honest with you, I think both teams need to pray that we introduce some kind of transfer window. But I do believe also,
Headline day.
deadline day.
I do believe that
We're going to employ the Arsene Wenger approach and sign no one because I'm very happy with our team.
Happy with the team.
and following on from that, I think
I'll
both
try to in a
teams,
second.
while they need a transfer window, I think they will both disagree.
When I get there, it won't be far enough. I'm a renegade, it's in my blood. If ever I get there, it won't be fast enough. I'm a renegade, I always was.
Okay, so we looked at the teams. Let's take a look at the competition itself. The first event on the day will be the volume chug. It's pretty straightforward. You put 2 cans into one of these and you chin it, you drink it as. What are we feeling, Dave? This is your speciality.
I think there's 2 events that are going to be really tight out there.
Why are you talking about volume chug again?
And this is one of them.
One of them.
Yeah. And it's going to be tight between three people, and that is myself, yourself, and Lee Davis.
Don't think Warby's got a chance?
I don't think Warby's got a chance. No.
No.
Yeah. For the rest of it, you're talking Warby's definitely going to come fourth. You're going to have a fight out between Chinos and Tandy. for that.
And our
5th and 6th place, and then you've got Josh is probably going to come in a little bit lower.
If you had to right now say who's going to win the volume chart, come on. Money on the table, who's going to win it?
Lee Davis.
Lee Davis is going to win it.
Yeah.
That's controversial.
That is a
Going
controversial
from what you were
choice.
saying earlier
Yeah.
about him.
Okay. Monkey Chart.
I said it would be a foolish decision
Okay.
to write him off.
Writing off Lee Davis, very foolish. Monkey Chug. Basically, you stand upside down, you funnel a pint of beer. Essentially, this is your speciality, Mr. Mugford.
Apparently.
Where do you see this being won and lost? Who's going to win it?
I'm going to win it. That's. I will win it.
Okay.
I won it last year.
Yeah.
I've practiced it since. I've funneled since. No one else has practiced. I know you're trying to get your teammate to practice. He's
not
at the moment. He's flaking. Stevie Hughes, he was good. He wasn't that far off me. So maybe Team Scotland.
You know, could you not say there's some teamwork here? I mean, you can only drink what's poured in. If the funnel malfunctions, you could come last. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I mean, but in terms of actual drinking ability and the event going 100% okay.
correctly, you think?
Yeah, I think. I'm in contention. So, and I think all-rounder wise, it might not be the all-rounder, but I just assume it would be because you save your gamer for Trick Touch Cup.
So you're thinking Norway are going to win that one?
Hopefully, yeah.
So, beer pong, you're the gamer. Where's this? Where are you feeling this?
This is again, like I said, this is an event that can go either way, depending on the weather, depending on your opponent. But what could happen, what I can see happening, is that because it's such a spectator sport, I believe that pressure comes into play a lot. I've proved myself a good beer ponger over the years. I'd like to say I'm the best, but I might not be. You just never know. But other excellent beer pongers that we've had in the past, funny enough, aren't actually gamers, so they may not well be playing. So it's open game.
Well, it's a team event.
It's
as
just
well,
fucking random.
It's a team event.
It is so random. Like anything can happen.
It could come down to selection. Only two of you
Wind.
play.
That's the most annoying thing.
Flagship, Dave. This is again your invention. If you give us a lowdown.
Chinos and I invented it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not even sure that was the case. I remember playing it in my first year of university, which was before Chinos came here. It was part of the original Matchbox Olympics, which has been around for years.
Of course.
Yeah, it's basically where we have a stein like this. There'll be a cover on it. There'll be matches sprinkled off, and you try
just
and blow
blow
the
it
matches off. Yeah. You know, everyone's read. Everyone's read what it is and what it's about.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what it's about.
I read the Bible.
The key thing is who's the best at it and who's going to win. And statistically, it's between this guy on my right and Reece Buckland. Those are the two people that I've seen that have been absolutely phenomenal at this game. It's unbeatable. You know,
What does it take to be good at this game? I mean,
Delicate blowing.
so
Sensual blowing.
So what we're saying is, if you're on a night out and you're feeling a bit randy, Chinos and Mugford are you guys.
They are your guys. I believe you have actually licked a penis in your past as well, haven't you?
And funny enough, it was Chinos.
I think it was
Many things have been said. We can neither confirm nor deny.
I can confirm that he did lick some of the penis.
We can't deny.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, if you had to put your hand on that now,
And on cock.
hand on cock, Michael Mugford, Reece Cheers Buckland, who's winning this?
Chinos.
Chinos.
Chinos is winning it. Yeah.
You want a blow
I don't
job?
agree. I don't agree.
Chinos.
I don't agree. Because Chinos will
Oh
be
no,
too drunk.
you're the best man for a blowjob.
Oh no, I'll do that.
Okay, done. Okay, Muggins,
Hello there.
Flip Cup. Explain the game. Wait,
I'm probably not the best to explain this game. I was terrible at this game last year. I'll be the first to say my captain last year was so angry with me. Basically, obviously there were three of you. A little bit in each cup.
So
You take it in turns. You chin what is in your cup. You put the cup face up and then you
Yeah.
flip it over
So,
to make it stand upside down like that, and then you go.
but you've obviously failed at this game, so what you're basically saying is you don't want Jeremy Riddle's paw when you try to flip the cup.
No, you do not want.
You do not want
You
that.
do not want the paw.
No. Paw is bad.
Yeah.
Okay, this is definitely your event here, Michael. You're chinning a pint, but I'm going to come to you anyway. Speed touch cup. You need some speed right now. Speed touch cup. Explain the game. Where you think it'll be won.
As many touch cups landed in 1 minute.
Right.
Me. Move on.
Good lad.
Anyone
Yeah.
want to
No,
record?
he won it last year.
Mike?
No, we didn't. That was
Shut up.
a trick. Speed
Oh.
touch cup. I won
This,
last year.
to me, this is the most interesting event right now, the boat race, and it falls to the drinker to explain it, but it's pretty straight.
Well, yeah, I'm happy that it did fall to me because I mentioned it earlier on in the video that there were 2 events out there that were going to be so tight it was going to come down to the wire. And this is the other one. I mean, you've got every lad out there can do a pint in 6-7 seconds. It's gonna be separated. Well, yeah, but we know
We won't mention that.
Yeah, well,
it's gonna be separated by hundredths of seconds. It really is. It's gonna be so tight.
I can't wait for that.
It's one I can't call. Statistically I've done it.
Well, what do the
and
statistics say?
Statistics say USA win that one. Yeah.
It's going to be so close. Trick touch cup. Michael Mugford, explain the game.
Well, there are certain parameters that you have to obey. You abide by those, you win, and they are opposite hand to what you write with.
Yep.
Off the rim and eyes closed. You do all of those, and as soon as possible you win. Hence why Angus Healy won, because he fucking fluked it. Left hand, eyes closed, off the rim.
So you've got to land all 3 shots.
Yeah, you have as many shots as you can to do it in a minute.
Yep.
And
Also, as well, it's worth noting that you get your own extra
Trick shot.
special
Yeah.
trick shot.
So
if
you-
you-
what was your
can
trick? What was your
land
trick
4
shot last year?
I didn't make it.
There was only 2 that were able to, and that was Adam Hasty and Angus Healy, and neither one was able to.
Was one of his eyes closed?
No, that was one of the specified ones.
What did he bring to
Adam
the
Hasty
table?
went for the under the leg.
Did he make it?
No.
What did Farage bring?
I think Angus Healy tried an assortment of moves and none of them came off because he's actually quite unskilled at the event.
Well, yeah, he massively fluked it. It's an absolute joke that boy has any star rating. I
totally agree, but you've got to rate people.
I understand that.
Okay. So that one's pretty much in the bag. Team 1 frog. Dave, explain the game.
Scotland. One frog
Okay.
jumped into the pond plop. Into is one word. It's not
Yeah.
split into in and
No,
two.
it's not split. Not
As
split.
we've discussed. Scotland have got it all the way. Steve
Scotland.
Hughes is a god. Lewis Tandy is the god of gods.
The thing is, it is also quite random because you and I, actually all 4 of us are quite good at that game.
That's the
Every
thing,
now and
it's-
then you make a little,
You
to
think-
put it crudely, a brain fart.
Not only they call it
anything.
derp in America, but go on.
Okay, anything can happen. You could say frog and I could say 4. Like,
And
without,
you'd be wrong.
exactly, but
Well, that's the thing. It's one of those games that if you are strong as an individual, your team won't matter. If you can pull it off as an individual player, you can get maximum points for your team.
well, last year it was all of Team Scotland against me.
I can honestly say in this that surprisingly I think Lee Davis will do well. This is one of his games.
He won it
did
in
not,
the
first
not,
year, yeah.
He did not perform last
Last
time,
year he was not though.
but he is normally razor sharp in this game and
His
very-
mind is on other things.
Well, yeah, no, following on to that as well, he's one of the originals, and the fact that he's gone this far and he's never had, as Morgan said, a blame or a blonde moment. I don't want to insult blondes or I can call them darks and still insult Stevie Hughes. But
all black people. I mean, just-
and
we'll not get into that.
any kind of hair, and we can still insult Stevie. But he's one of the originals, and he's never, until possibly now, been thinking about anything else other than one frog at the time. Now he's probably thinking, oh shit, what am I going to do about buying that?
I've got a little
Why didn't
frog.
I buy that condom? A high toss. Yeah, you have explained this one to me because it's got a strange name. I call it Matchbox Olympics, I believe.
No, Matchbox Olympics is the umbrella.
Yeah, Matchbox is the Olympics is the umbrella that covers flagship and high toss.
Right. Okay, so explain to me high toss.
High toss is basically the game where you take a matchbox, you would take your stein, obviously a finger.
Finger distance.
It release point is under the table, you flick it over. If you land alongside, you get
Yeah.
2 points. If you land the top side, you get 4 points.
Sounds like Matchbox Olympics to me, mate.
Yeah, well, it's not.
Okay. Okay.
You have 90 seconds to get as many points as a team as you possibly can.
So it's just cumulative.
Accumulative.
So what are we thinking there? If you had to go hand on that right now, which team's going to do best in that?
Team Germany statistically came out as the winners.
Germany?
Yeah.
Can you remind me of that team?
Angus, Dan Spires, Chinos, and it was Chinos that brought.
Oh yeah, no, Chino's ridiculously skilled at that game.
Unbelievable at that game.
Stupid.
Yeah.
You've got some serious thunder to bring, Carl.
Yeah.
I am the god. Team Mass Fives. Michael Murphy, explain the game and where you think it's going to be won.
Firstly, may I ask the commissioner, are we going two-handed?
Nope.
No? Okay.
One
So,
hand.
it's in heats of 6?
8.
8. Okay.
Because there's 8 teams.
That's true. So 3 heats of 8 players.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Game of 5s. Basically, everyone puts a fist in. You get, first guy goes
I
5,
think we
10,
all
15,
understand
20.
fives.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
played fives.
Yeah.
People at home may not know that.
They can press the red button and find the information out.
Brilliant. Basically, it's 3 rounds of 5s. That's it.
Yes.
Move on.
So,
The-
who's winning
Who's
it?
gonna
Come on,
win?
who's winning?
Well,
Oh, who's going to win?
Who can count to
Again,
5?
probably Team Scotland in the room with a shout. Stephen.
I think it's one of those. Have you got something to say, Mike?
I do have something to
You
say.
like
And what I was going to say was, once if you know this game,
But you've got an empty glass.
I
Yeah.
do have an empty glass. What I was going to say is, if you know this game and if you know it well, like anybody else, there is no way of deciding who is best. So
It's so
this is
random.
why Chris White of Team France
Good
has
advice.
as much of a chance of
Yeah, but
winning.
he's not bad at 5s because he's been with us, he's one of us.
Exactly.
It's
But
totally-
what I will say is certain tactics can be taken out the window by other players.
Yeah. It happened to you last year. Lee Davis absolutely destroyed you.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
The quickfire tactic didn't work last year.
I tried to change it up and went a couple of times slow. But
the fact
it
that
just kept me in.
these kind of games, you don't have a couple of rounds.
Exactly.
You have to go out on the
I had to
first and
think- I had
second
to
round
think.
to get the points.
Yeah.
You can't afford to
Well,
stay
you're
for
making a mistake.
only
Team
2
five,
rounds.
team 5 is 95% luck, 5% say it immediately.
Okay. Hockey head stick spin. This is you, Mike. It's not a game I particularly enjoy. It's about pace. It's about bending over. I can't do either of those things. Where do you think this is going to be won and lost?
I know we're not supposed to talk about, the.
There's a lot of things we can't talk about.
Well, we're not really supposed to mention the opposing government body of the
Labour.
Drinking Olympics. Because
Okay.
Beerfest is the World Cup and then there's the Drinking Olympics, which is
Drinking
drinking.
Olympics, yeah.
Okay, so,
True hardcore.
However, I did beat Commissioner Hughes at Hockey Stick Head
You
Spin.
do have a slight advantage there. You're a lot faster than him. You're a lot smaller than him, which is going
The
to.
lowest center of gravity, you're like Lionel Messi, he's a fucking Hulk.
Well, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it's
So
about.
you
It
think
is the
this is where,
ultimate.
but as a team, you're going to have people who are tall, you have people who are short, you
This
have people
is-
who are faster or slower.
This
you can't get away
ultimate-
from you can't get away from the fact that Warby will be blessed. That will happen.
Warby is fantastic at it, but what you have to bear in mind, he is small, he is quick, and he can drink very fast. They are his three feats. That's why he's so good at this game. So
Who will do badly?
who will do badly?
Mm.
The tall people who are slow.
Right, I want specifics, Michael.
Paul Dovey, James Levy, anybody else who's tall, not fast, and cannot drink.
Yeah, I think there's a further thing. I think it'd be like Lewis Tandy, who is tall and chunky.
but can drink.
I think it's important to also.
So he can drink at the very end. He's good.
What you're-
The most important thing is getting to that hockey stick quickly and spinning around it like a motherfucker.
He's going to shit at it, isn't he?
But when
It is important to note as well the timing of this event. It's the last event of the day before Das Boot.
Oh, there's gonna be so much
It's
chunky.
the absolute big one to decide. It's 3 points or 0 points.
Exactly.
Lee Davis gave up last year
this
because
is-
he knew he was in the final.
This is the injury round.
Yeah.
I kicked a chimney.
Sheena's wiped me out last year.
I fell down a well.
Fell down
In
a
the
well.
Olympics.
Fell down a well. George,
Right.
as we said, not George Bush. We're going to call him there. George Slater. Haven't seen him since he
He's
got
dead.
Bush.
I headbutted a rock last year. Thought I'd died.
Yeah.
Uh,
People die in this
wish you
event.
had.
Fuck off.
Come on, I'm not who's doing that. You think Warby
I think Tom
doing
Warby's
that?
doing it, yeah.
Team England.
Okay, the final event of Beerfest, the big one, the top two, head to head, Das Boot, Dave, you're the drinker. First of all, which two teams do you think are going to get there, and who's going to win that head to head?
There's 4 teams. If I'm being genuine, there's 4 teams that can make it, and that is Team USA,
Yeah,
Team Norway,
Pony.
Team Ireland,
yeah.
and Team England. Those are the 4 that can make it points wise. Out of those 4, the fastest time that's going to be set on record. We don't know this because Mark Talbot has been hit and miss recently. A lot of people are doubting his ability.
I don't doubt his ability. I doubt his stamina.
Okay, a lot of people are doubting his stamina. If he can perform how he's performed before, you're talking USA is by far setting the fastest time. It's going to be around 23 seconds for the entire race. It's going to be rapid. Then you're coming in with Norway, hitting around 30 seconds. Then you've got well, it's a tie-up then, isn't it, really? Because the all-rounder and the drinker of Ireland are quicker. No, the all-rounder and the gamer, sorry. However, the drinker in Tom Warburton for England is going to be quicker than Josh Jones. We can't get away from
It's
that.
going to be like 20 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah, but can he keep it down?
17, I've just heard. Heard it in the.
17 seconds. Well,
17 won't win you it.
it won't.
It depends on what the other people get you though. If
I mean,
he gets a 4-second head start, he's probably level with you.
Yeah. Well, 4 seconds will buy you anything. Buy you a car.
thanks for that. Like, really,
Fucking hell.
what you're
I went to
basically...
Morrison's with 4 seconds, but the whole place.
What's the dream, Michael, what is the dream final here? The dream final, if you had to say it right now,
For the fans or
for
for
the fans, for the fans, for the head-to-head, what...
For the fans, it's got to be Norway USA. That's what they want. They want Argentina Brazil in the final.
Everyone wants to see it.
Yeah.
They want the spectacle. They want rivalry. They want unpredictability. They want everything.
Sexual tension.
There's going to be a lot of that.
Finish him. You can't
Don't apologise.
between those two
He never
teams.
shuts up.
You can't really predict it because there's so many anomalies.
Okay, Mike, have a minstrel, think about it.
Stop eating.
Dream final, what's your dream final?
Right, so, firstly, the fans don't want a dream final of 2 teams. They want a dream final of 3 teams. They want
What?
3 teams. No, they want 3 teams
Three
to be
teams?
highly competing for those 2 places.
Right, okay.
There has to be a challenge, like a playoff. There has to
You
be.
want a
has to be.
semi-final?
So you think-
No. For a fan, if you're a fan of Beerfest, as we all are, if you were to watch from the sidelines, you want to not know which 2 of those 3 teams are going to get into that final.
But who would
want
you,
attention.
out of everyone, who would you rather see in a final? Who do the fans want to see, those last 2, going head to head?
Ireland against Ireland, that's what I want.
Pragmatic. You're in Team Ireland.
I think you are right in saying that I think it could be very well be Norway and USA, and that will be the best final to watch. However, no final that has ever been good to watch, they've never gotten there easily.
Everyone likes an underdog.
So
Everyone likes the underdog. I just heard that.
that guy,
Yeah, the
Let me-
reporter in the field, Josh Baba Jones, is getting through. Yeah, everyone does like an underdog.
yeah.
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 What's the weather like, Josh? It's raining sideways.
Pretty bad weather out there, but Mike, ultimately, Team Ireland, you think they've said you can get there, can you win it? Is your drinker fast enough?
Who are we going against?
Against either of the 3 teams, is your drinker fast
I
enough?
think we've got as good a
Standard
chance.
wise, you can do it, but can he do it on speed?
I think we've got as good of a chance as any of those other finalists.
So you think if he comes up against Dave or he comes up against myself, he can match
whoever
us on
does
speed?
the boot? No.
But you
Paul.
need
It's
to
one.
drink
It's
boot
one
to
before
win.
the boot. It is one before the
No,
boot.
it's
in
one
my
on
opinion.
No, it's not one. It's
Well,
not one
I
before
think
the
it
boot.
is.
It's not one before the boot at all.
It's one on
But-
the boot.
But I know that with my practicing and with James Lavy's practicing,
Yeah.
then I think we've got as good of a chance. And also Josh as well, who has not made any gestures. basically.
So with the practicing, what times are you, over the Panstein? What are you predicting before the boot? Time wise.
time-wise, pint and stein.
Yeah.
Hesitation.
Any less than 15 seconds will put you into good stead.
Are you
So-
going to be able to do that? So 5 and 10 seconds, respectively.
Yeah.
I have seen
I think they can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Megan.
Team England, we think they might be there, according to you.
Yep.
They've got a chance, he's got the pace, Tom Warburton, can he keep it down?
One
On the
word.
boot.
No.
No, can't
No,
keep
he
it
can't.
down. Can he keep it down, Mike? Either of you, can he keep it down?
I'm not known as Mike.
Oh, no.
Muggins?
I hope so.
You hope so.
Yeah.
If he keeps it
I
down,
hope-
Team England
Because he is up there with the best drinkers,
win. Yeah.
I hope that he can make it a little more interesting.
So you think Team England got a shot?
Yeah, definitely.
I think that Tom Warburton will drink the boot faster than anybody else, but he will struggle more than anybody else to keep it.
Yeah.
Okay, Beerfest 2015, who are the champions? Mike Richardson,
USA.
Michael Mugford,
Norway.
Dave Hughes.
USA.
There you have it then. USA 2-1 favourites, but I still fancy Norway. Beerfest 2015 is a fucking wrap.